This year, we lost a legend, Mr. Stan Lee. I mean, we knew it was coming. He was getting a little bit older, but it didn't really help to know that one of the most amazing individuals would pass on soon. And his death really helped me realize how much storytelling can impact a person's life. He wrote comics and movies that help people gain wisdom in an interactive way, in a way that really hit their emotions and got their heart involved. And today, in honor of Stan Lee, I would love to tell you my story of the bullet journal and how it's drastically changed my life, in the hopes that whether you're a beginner, somebody who's just getting started in this, or somebody who's been doing this for a long time, I hope that my story will help you refine your own way of doing things and start writing the story of your own life. Growing up, I was also always fascinated by stationery, pens, papers, notebooks, like you name it. I think it's probably the Asian in me or something, but I love stationery. I would sometimes spend whole days just in a bookstore looking over like art supplies and stationery and things like that. I particularly loved like Japanese stationery with really colorful pieces and like cartoon characters on them. And when it comes to journals, the first journal that I ever recall having is one that was given to me by my cousin. And it had a particular cartoon character on it that you may know.
If you believe you must be big in order to be tough, then you should get to know me. I'll teach you other stuff. I'm Madeline, I may be very small. I'm Madeline, but inside I'm tall.
Yeah, I think that song kind of still applies to me nowadays because I haven't grown past 5'2", and I still feel tall inside, even if I'm small outside. But all jokes aside, that particular notebook was really awesome for me because as a kid, it made me realize how important it is to kind of spew out your thoughts and dump your thoughts into a page to connect things together and reflect on them. So as I was getting older and becoming more of a student, aside from actual long-form journaling, I would also carry a planner with me. The first planner I ever had was a Filofax, and it's one of those ring binders, like small ring binders that had like monthly, daily, and like weekly views on them. And it really helped me out because by having a Filofax, I was able to keep track of my deadlines. And trust me when I say like Filipino school system deadlines are like really strict. Like you can't really like talk your way out of like not submitting something on time. So that was really cool, but I really didn't keep the Filofax system too long because the individual pages that you would ring bind really bothered me. They would tear very easily and it was just kind of a mess. Plus it was bulky. So one day I saw my cousin and I was really fascinated with the notebook that she had. So she had a moleskin notebook, leather bound with like an elastic keeping it together. And it really reminded me of some of the pioneers in our world like Leonardo da Vinci or Ernest Hemingway that used to keep these types of notebooks. So I thought like, hey, if I kept my own notebook just like that, like I'd probably try to emulate their genius, hopefully. So I begged my sister one day if I could tag along with her into the city where she would have meetings and things like that, to this place called Fully Booked. Now, this place, Fully Booked, was one of my meccas because imagine it to be the Filipino version of a 3-story Barnes & Noble that you'd find at the Grove and stuff. And I absolutely loved that place. And I knew they had moleskins. So I went in there one day and I I was about to grab one, I was about to buy it, and then I look at the back and I see the price tag. Girl, that was expensive. So no, I didn't buy that notebook, and I settled for the next best thing. Ta-da! So I settled for a neon orange ring-bound notebook with a colorful elastic and this cute little pencil case, mind you. And this was the first notebook that ever resembled a bullet journal for me, even before the bullet journal existed. So let me take you into the downward view where I can show you why exactly that is. Hello everyone! Welcome to the downward view. This is really new to me. I've never done this before, so really exciting. This is the notebook that I was talking about. Orange neon notebook, plastic, had this weird elastic to keep it together, and this really cool pencil case. I'm just gonna show you guys. Yep. This is probably why I bought it, to be honest. But if you open her up, I had the concept of journaling and kind of planning all together over here. I didn't make this a planner, so no schedules of sorts. There was no index, there's no page numbers, but they were divided into kind of categories in a way. First category was like my journal entries. Had journal entries throughout this notebook, some visualization and things like that. And then if you flip over to here, I had a poem going on. I wrote some songs also. This is like oracle reading that I had. It's one of the first few songs that I wrote and stuff. And then you flip it over here, I have some book notes. So I was reading The Secret at the time, definitely one of the most impactful books for me, for my spiritual journey. And then you flip it over here, and this right here is really cool because this is when I really started to do like brain dumps and planning of sort. So I have here like mind movies. So I was doing a project on something I was filming. That was actually the first video I ever edited back in the day. And then over here is like somewhat of a goal setting spread. So I had like what I want to Google, things that I wanted to buy. I had like a daily schedule going on over here. Pros and cons of buying a MacBook or a MacBook Mini. Like just things that I would brainstorm on or think about. Books to buy. And then if you flip over here, this is what really, really shocked me. When I was reviewing this, I had no idea, but I already had a concept of daily pages. So I'd write the date up top, and I had some bullets. I'll go zoom you guys in, just so you can see. But right there, see? Date up top, some bullets. I didn't cross anything off, so not official bullet journal at all. But it's crazy to see how, you know, things go about. And this was in 2007. Like the bullet journal didn't even exist, or if it did, it was still in Ryder Carroll's mind and he didn't share it with us just yet. All right, guys, so yes, I decided to bring this orange notebook with me to America because it's something that really impacted my life, and I've kept it all these years, haven't decluttered it yet, and I still consider myself a minimalist, but this gives me so much happiness. Okay, so next is circa 2007 November, I moved to America, and then next year I get my first job working as a sandwich artist at a Subway. And first job equals monies, and monies equals, you guessed it, buying something. And the first thing I ever bought was a Moleskine, obviously. Am I a planner geek or what? So I buy this Moleskine notebook. I was so excited. I ended up buying the weekly Moleskine. So it had a weekly spread on one side and then a blank page on the next side. I used this for a really, really long time. What really worked for me when it came to this particular notebook is that it had a place for me to plan and schedule. At the same time, it also had a place for me to do my brain dumps. But what I didn't like is that I couldn't use consecutive pages on brain dumps because of how it's naturally formatted. So that kind of like bothered me. A few years after, I get really tired of how everything's formatted in the Moleskine. So I decided to buy a traveler's notebook. And this is it right here actually. This is the traveler's notebook that I bought. It's really nice, it's real leather, and it's so old that it's still the Midori one. It's not actually traveler's notebook, it's Midori. So what I ended up doing is I bought a bunch of different inserts. It was monthly, I had like a weekly view, I also had like just a blank page notebook where I could sketch or write or things like that. And I really liked it because I had everything in one place. The only thing I didn't like is that the inserts would fill up so quickly, and this traveler's notebook is super thin. So I got quickly tired of how I had to keep buying inserts, and it got really expensive and messy at the same time. So a few more years pass, and then finally we come to 2015, and my fellow stationery addict, planner-loving sister sends me a video of Ryder Carroll's explanation on the bullet journal method and what it is, and your girl was just astounded.
We keep track of things. The things we've done, the things we need to do, the things we aspire to. There's a lot to keep track of. There are plenty of apps for that, but I needed a system flexible enough to handle whatever I threw at it, and fast enough that it wouldn't get in the way. Hi, I'm Ryder, and this is a brief updated overview of the bullet journal. It's an analog system I designed to track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future.
What really impressed me about Ryder's system is that it combined planning and reflecting and journaling in one place. Gone were the days where I had to keep multiple notebooks for multiple things. In Carroll's own words, the bullet journal is an analog system designed to track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future. The official bullet journal website says that the bullet journal is a mindfulness practice disguised as a productivity tool. And I couldn't agree more. Judging by the number of bullet journals that I have gone throughout the years, I can attest that the bullet journal system can truly have the power to change your life. And if you want to know more about how the bullet journal changed my own life, please stay tuned to the next few videos to find out. If you want more information about the bullet journal method, please do visit Ryder's website, bulletjournal.com, and look into YouTube to check out his first video about the bullet journal. And as always, till next time, all great things start with a healthy mind and a healthy heart. Much love to everyone, and take care. Please subscribe down below and hit that notification bell to be updated on the next few videos on these series. Ciao! Mwah.